Hey, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be going over how I make homemade pellets for carp fishing. If you're anything like me in the United States, sometimes it can be tough to get a good quality bait. I've made a few videos in the past showing how I go about making my homemade boilies. And today we're going to be going over using that same base mix to make a pellet. So it would be your base mix if you have it. And you can find that in the video that I made on my homemade boilies. And then I'm going to be using for my liquids to bind everything together, this CC Moore liquid GLM extract. So we'll take a look here on how we're going about putting that together. All right, what I like about making these pellets, which is simple 2-ingredient pellet. I mean, the base mix is going to be more ingredients, I guess, than 2. But once you have your base mix for your boilies, it's as simple as adding in your base mix. I think it's important not to overcrowd the blender. I'm just using a KitchenAid mixer, I should say. I try to put half of my boilie mix in there to start, and then you're gonna put in your liquid. And I would say from the beginning you want to be, not too not a generous amount, but you want to go less is more. So you want to put in a little bit, and then you can start that mixing process. And as things start to incorporate and mix, and you're looking for things to kind of clump together, you can start adding in some more of your liquid. And again, I'm using the CC Moore liquid GLM extract. You're going to add a little bit more of that in there, let that incorporate. And as that starts to bind together and incorporate, the natural stickiness, the baits and attractant that are in that extract are going to incorporate, and it will start to clump together. All right, once everything is good and mixed up, things are going to be together, you'll be able to split your base mix into this paste. This paste I found, it's really tacky because of the CC Moore liquid GLM, the stickiness that comes in that. So it's bound really well. And this paste you could be utilizing a lot of functions. I mean, that could be tossed out in your swim. You can use that around your boilies for an extra attractant. So a lot of uses for this as well. And I probably should have said this before as things were mixing up. Before things really start to clump and incorporate, you could even use this mix as a stick mix. And it's definitely PVA friendly. But once it's kind of gotten to this point, you're past the point of no return when it comes to a stick mix. But lots of options here. And we'll get next into the rolling of the pellets. All right, now you're going to take your paste and you're going to roll it into a sausage that you can work with. And this is what I love is, depending on the size of pellet that you want, you can roll this out as big or as small as you would like. And then you've got these little pellets, little sausages that you're going to then cut into pellets. I like having a little bit of water here just to wet the knife, and then you can cut it up into the sizes that you would like. I mean, you can go, like I said, as big or as small as you would like. You can roll your sausages out real tiny to give you a nice small pellet, or you could go thicker. This is the tedious part. I'm sure there are easier ways to do this. I mean, if you have a food grinder with the appropriate diameter setting that you want for your pellet size, you could do that. But this is, again, trying to give folks the easiest option, few tools as possible. so you can have your pellets. And yes, they are kind of parachuted out, kind of pillowed out there, but those fit nice in a PVA bag. You can incorporate that into your spot mix, your pre-baiting efforts. And this is, again, to match your homemade boilies that you're going to make. And they're full of all kinds of liquid attractant that's going to slowly leak out as these break down. When you're done, you're just going to throw these on kind of a cookie sheet. And you're going to set those in front of a fan and let those air dry for a day or 2 days, and they will be hard as rocks and mimic a store-bought pellet that you could get, but you're doing it right here on your own for almost no money at all. I'll show you the final product when they're done. All right, so it's been a few days since we have made our pellet mix, and I'll let you take a look at some of the stuff that we were able to do. Yeah, so after a few days and you've rolled out your pellet mix into the diameter and size that you want, this is kind of the finished product. I love that you have the ability to do some really small size pellet. You could almost do same dog biscuit size. I mean, you could go a larger pellet, or you could even roll things into kind of a boilie shape. Although these are not boilies, they're going to break down and not last nearly as long as a boilie. Yeah, you can tell, I mean, these are hard, solid now, and these fit great. Depending on the size that you make, they fit great in a PVA mesh bag. You put these in a solid bag. You can mix these in with a pack bait, or just as free offerings as you are out trying to bait up your swim. You can have these match the hatch with your homemade boilies, or you could use some of the, you know, additives and liquids that you may be using in your pre-made commercial boilies that you buy. You know, you could use a sweet stem here. This is for munch baits, although no longer going to be able to find the sweet stem. But for us, in this one that I did, we used the CC Moore liquid GLM extract. So you have so many options. That's why I love these. I hope that you can experiment. Feel free to let me know what you're using, what worked well, what didn't work well. But you have homemade pellets that if you're waiting on a delivery from one of our US Carp retailers, you can make some of these at home in the meantime and get out on the bank. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think.